Tommy here and ready to go. Love it. Tommy already giving me a pinned comment, like and subscribe. Welcome to BrickTherapy23 live stream, and welcome to hopefully finishing up the Harry Potter Astronomy Tower, set 75969, 971 pieces, and been building this over the last few days into the new year. So here we go. We got one bag left. Let me see. Whoops. Thank goodness that didn't fall. Bag 6 is ready to go. Okay. So had a lot to think about in terms of what to build next. These live streams are great. So much progress has been made in my backlog that that I'm just trying to think about what to do next, which is always a fun dilemma. So yeah, welcome to the live chat and being here. Tommy giving hello there. Tavia says, my late birthday gifts are coming soon. Unfortunately, they are late. That is true, Tavia. However, you're getting them, which is very cool, and you're getting birthday gifts. So maybe you'll give us an update on what those are. I'm assuming a little bit of Lego in the mix. So Tavia, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Tommy, to get us started. Leave a like as you join in the chat and just say hello. And it looks like some of our fellow brick building community have already been live. So just a shout out to all you guys too, if you're jumping over from one live stream to the other. I joined Brick Together's live stream for a little bit to say hello there. I saw DNM Brick's live stream earlier today, and I think Little L Bricks as well. I think Mayo and even Lego Timmy. At least those are the ones that popped up on my feed. So bag 6, the last minifigure for this set. Let's see, who is this guy? This is Draco. Is that right? Draco is the last minifigure. He looks like the butler with blonde hair, or maybe he's the instructor. I don't know if there's a butler at Hogwarts Castle, i.e. Hogwarts training school for wizards and wizardry. But yeah, Draco's it. Thanks, Tommy. Just confirming. Like I said, the print on this box is made for younger eyes, and unfortunately, I guess I don't have those the way I thought. So these minifigures are really cool. I should probably, let me see if I can find a plate that's within reach. So they're all standing up. It's laying on the table, all sad-like. Let me look. This is a cool structure, a cool mock structure that my sons had built. So this looks like a perfect structure for a display stand for the minifigs for this set. So lots of Lego news as always. The smart bricks are the talk of the Lego community, or I should say the criticism of the Lego community. I guess it depends on your perspective. If you're just a kid who's collecting Lego as a toy, it might be pretty cool. I don't know. I think the price isn't so cool to buy some of these smart brick Lego sets, which it seems, I haven't really seen other varieties, but it seems like a lot of Star Wars sets are these smart brick sets. And I don't know really how impressive they are. I've seen one demonstration through Beyond the Brick, and I think they were being nice. They're invited over to see all the demonstration of the smart bricks. But I don't think, even as a kid, with all the type of technology that's out there now, and kids who are into gaming and just high-powered consoles like PS5 or Xbox, and then they get these smart bricks which kind of mimic the sound of maybe a TIE fighter or an X-Wing fighter. It just doesn't sound that great. Let's see. Tommy says, yes, it is, and I have glasses and they don't help. I know, Tommy, exactly, right? So the print, I think the other boxes I've had haven't been that hard to look at. It's just this like small font, and it's like white ink. And I want to say that font size is like size 9, maybe 8 size font. It's ridiculously small. So maybe that's why, you know, this is a retired set. So maybe newer Harry Potter sets that show the names of the minifigures is, or the characters, is hopefully better than that. I want to say it is. I'll have to, like, let me see. Do I have a more recent box of something with minifigs on them? Let's see. Yeah, so I think it's probably more like this. We got the overpriced battle pack. Actually, it was not overpriced. We got it for the, well, it's still overpriced, but we got it for the $10 discount. But here's the newest Star Wars battle pack as of August 2025. But yeah, you can see the print on there is a lot more legible. So maybe most of the print for the names of minifigures is like this bold print. Maybe that's more like a size 11 font. But yeah, I can read that easily. 327 Clone Trooper Super Battle Droid. And you know, since there's only a few people on the live stream right now, we can make the comparison here. But yeah, I mean, look at that. That's old print, new print. So much better. This new print is better. I'm not talking about prices of Lego sets or anything like that. I'm just talking about the font. I can actually read it. So there we go. Just a nitpick here, as when I first opened this box and shared this set with you guys, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally thrown off. It's kind of embarrassing, you know, like trying to show the names of these characters. I can't even read the darn box because the print's so small. Yes, exactly, Tommy says a lot better. Hey, Mayo, I was just saying your live stream, I caught I caught the recorded version of your live stream from earlier today. Yeah, 3 times the size at least. I waved to you on Discord, but you haven't waved back yet. All right, Mayo, I will catch the wave. I'm glad you told me. Discord, I still have to get in the routine and habit of checking that darn thing. So yeah, we got the 7 of the 8 minifigures built up here. And make this guy a little more visible. The Harry Potter characters, other than Harry Potter and Hermione, it's hard to remember who they all are. But here they are. And I will build up Draco and the rest of bag 6, which will complete the astronomy tower, and 3 levels of really cool display mini builds. Side builds. There goes the spell book. Fits in the bookshelf right there. But I can get that in a minute here. And yeah, just this working desk. I love the detail. It's almost, as I'm showing it to you guys in the screen, I think I love the detail even more. It just harkens back to the way I remember looking at buildings and structures like this in real life when we've traveled abroad. So anyway, that is cool. And you know, these type of builds, these Harry Potter builds, just remind me of a great option for, if you're like, I'm not sure about these modular sets, they're like $300, really expensive. I would love to, you know, build these detailed type of rooms and everything with small accessory pieces and everything, side builds and a cool looking desk, and kind of just see how Lego puts together all these, you know, all these fun pieces with a lot of minifig kind of interactive accessories. So set like this, or the Harry Potter hospital set that's out now, which I think kind of fits into this series of builds, you know, that might be an option. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a modular, or I shouldn't say it's cheaper, but it's a lot less money. And I think, in my opinion, having built up both, you'll get the same experience in terms of some of what I just showed. Not like, obviously a modular is going to have a lot more, and a modular is very detailed, but the fact that you can build up a structure like that, get the idea of what you could possibly do as maybe building up your own type of modular build or structure. These Harry Potter sets, let me just looking up, how much is the hospital wing? Yeah, the hospital wing, $100 versus spending $300 on a modular. So, you know, 3 times, or about double the price versus $100 versus $300. You know what I'm trying to say. So not as expensive. Mayo says, we need to start direct messages there. Sounds good, Mayo. Yes. You said you were interested in the 24-hour live stream on Saturday. I have to communicate that stuff via DMs. Yes, I am. So, and you said you could jump in at any point during that 24-hour period. So that works for me. If that's still the case, that would be awesome. Dozens of people confirmed they will be building on that stream. Very cool, Mayo. And sounds like you got a good lineup then. So that'll be fun too, to interact with so many folks from around the Lego community and just be part of something bigger with the rest of you guys. And yeah, just talk about what you guys have going on, what your thoughts are on Lego, on brick building in general. Yeah, any kind of related topic to like that. Of course, family friendly, that's the key. And I love that. So looking forward to it. And the best part is, it's an international crowd. That's the best part. Well, one of the best parts. Like Lego's the key, of course. But yeah, just linking up with all you guys in the Lego community, literally around the world. You know, me being on the west coast of the United States, Mayo being all the way across the other side of the world, or other side of the Pacific. And yeah, talking Lego. So, all right, Draco, just need his, it's cool. A guy in a dark tuxedo with blonde hair. This is quite a contrast. He's got two, here's Draco. Kind of got the usual, this kind of double-sided minifig face. I've seen this probably in tons of Marvel minifig faces now, and I guess Harry Potter too. But you get two expressions that you can work with. Assuming Draco's not the nicest of fellows, both his expressions are pretty serious and, you know, a little bit perturbed or disgruntled. But there's Draco, and the picture here doesn't have him holding any accessory. I guess maybe that's why he's mad. They didn't give him any cool Lego accessory, a wand or anything like that. Of course, I put the owl in one of the other minifigs' hands. It's not like she's supposed to hold that. But there we go. There's all 8 minifigs for this Astronomy Tower set. Very cool. I think my favorite in terms of design is this Ron. Ron with a cool cardigan sweater there. Ron sporting the fashion and his drip hair. Look how drippy he is. He looks like a guy from High School Musical, from like the early 2000s kind of teenager hairstyle there. So there's Ron. He's got that nice little forehead comb across wave there, or whatever you want to call it. Very fun. So yeah, these minifigures are great. The side builds are great. So let's get into the spires of the Astronomy Tower and making this set complete and seeing what you guys think about all things Lego in general here. Let's see. Tommy says, yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you, Tommy. Did I pin? I did pin it. Thanks, Tommy. Good to repeat it. Mayo says, yeah, that's still the case. It's a free for all. Join in the community live stream. Love it. So yeah, I don't know. I mentioned it earlier. What do you guys think of these smart bricks that Lego advertised? It's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a low-key promo compared to all these sets that Lego's been throwing out there and advertising, and, you know, drawing all the excitement from the Lego community. You know, as far as back as, I guess, August, or maybe even a little before that, when the Jango Fett Starship came out, the UCS size one. And then you had the summer releases, you know, Soundwave and some of the new Star Wars sets, then the smaller Jango Fett Starship. And then you got into the beginning or the end of summer with the Captain Jack Sparrow ship. You had the Arkham Asylum. You had the Goonies ship. or actually before that, you had the Star Wars gingerbread AT-AT. I want to say that one was mentioned already. Ahead of that, you had the UCS Death Star, you had the Star Trek ship, and then right into January 1st, you had the Stranger Things sets, the Creel House, the new modular. I don't know if that was as exciting as maybe people were hoping. And so that just turned into a total buying frenzy. If Lego was a private company, or if Lego was a public traded company versus, I think it is still private. Their stock would just go crazy. Lego stock would go crazy. I can't believe how many expensive Lego sets were cleared out of their website and their store right going into the new year. We were at the Lego store, as I said, January 2nd, because I was curious. I wanted to see what this Creel House looked like. I was not into the Stranger Things hype, and the excitement to me seemed about just as much as the other sets that were coming out before that, like the Goonies ship or the Death Star, the UCS Death Star. I think probably there was more hype for the like the gingerbread AT-AT here. But as Christmas came and went, and then the anticipation for New Year's Day release, my goodness. And I think it's still the case, unless Lego just, slowed down on their printing to create this demand. But if you go on their website, there's just so many big sets now that are on back order. I mean, all the expensive sets. I was just looking at a curiosity today, like the Avengers Tower is a $500 set. The Lord of the Rings sets are $500. The Death Star is a $1,000 set. All these sets are on back order. All the modulars. I don't know if the new modular, maybe there's not excitement for that one. The Creel House sold out in less than 24 hours. And so, yeah, the amount of excitement that has gone into Lego, or just people for whatever reason wanting to buy up Lego because maybe Lego collecting became the new thing and talk. Having been into Lego collecting for going on about 7 years now, I'm not as aware of the hype, I guess, just aware of the interest. But there are a lot of people that are out there spending on these Lego sets. And, like I said, maybe that is because there's a shortage of some of these sets being made and supplied in the Lego stores or on the website. But yeah, I haven't noticed this before. I think the closest I've seen it where there just weren't enough Lego sets available after a particular event was during 2020, when COVID and everybody had, time on their hands, so to speak, and they were kind of cooped up or trapped in their homes. I think Lego did pretty well on the sales, making sales then. I know definitely all the gaming type of consoles were definitely big. The Nintendo Switch definitely was a popular thing. But then when we came out of COVID, even the summer after that, I remember the Lego stores just not having much on the shelves, save for some big sets that I don't think were popular to begin with, or as popular, like the big tree house or something like that. So yeah, now everything, I guess you could still say they're available, but pretty much any set I've looked up that I've been genuinely interested in is on back order. So for whatever your timing is, or your interest in buying Lego sets is, you are definitely waiting at least a month or longer to get these sets. Tommy says, Enterprise NC1701. What's Star Trek? Oh, really? May you know what Star Trek is? Tommy says, overpriced, bad builds, not for kids is my thought on it. Yeah, on the smart bricks, exactly, right? Mayo, so are you serious? You don't know how Lego Star Trek is? That's funny. Or not Lego Star Trek, Star Trek. So that's like a science fiction TV show that came out here in the United States. It's kind of gone through different cycles. It was very popular retroactively. 1960s sci-fi TV show about space travel, and kind of modeled after like the U.S. Navy in terms of these big ships that were run by a captain, and all the ranks and everything were like the Navy ranks. And then, you know, the exploration, like going out to sea, was in this case out into outer space. So anyways, that science fiction show transcended into a really popular redux or reboot version of it in the 1990s, and had a pretty popular cast. And if you've ever seen the first series of X-Men, the guy who plays Xavier, I think, the bald guy, Patrick Stewart is the actor. He was the captain in the 1980s, 1990s science fiction TV show of Star Trek. So anyway, that became a huge, I would say on par with Star Wars in terms of a fan base and everything. But anyway, yeah, so the Lego set that came out, the Enterprise ship, that's based on the 1980s, 1990s TV show. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. Kirk, Bones, Scotty, those are the old school. Those are the old school guys that Tommy's listing up there. Hey, Lego Timmy, just talking about all things Lego or theme-based ideas. Yeah, and then I asked what you guys thought of the new smart bricks, and Tommy summed it up the way many people think of it: overpriced, bad Lego builds, not for kids, although it's intended for kids. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've seen some of the sets that were talked about or reviewed by others on other YouTube channel shorts, really, and yeah, it's like, it looks like 4+ sets, but a bad version of a Star Wars 4+ set, and it's a high price and expensive, and it just looks very clunky and clumsy. So if kids like it, I would be somewhat surprised, because the price they won't like. And then I don't think if the smart brick sound effects or whatever else they're supposed to do are all that great compared to all the technology that's out right now that kids can get into, especially with gaming and everything, and just anything entertainment wise. Man, those books don't stay in there at all. It's like the 10th time they've fallen out of there. Yeah, I don't know. So it's not that. Oh, here we go. I got thrown off. Where do I put this side build? This looks like a water tank, but this goes over here. It's supposed to be the hanging pillar of the astronomy tower. There we go. So yeah, I don't know. Smart bricks. And I was saying Lego kind of alluded to them, kind of made it mysterious the day before the release, and people were excited thinking it was a bunch of other things. And then what they saw, I don't know if it was that exciting anymore. Tommy says Enterprise came out in Lego. That's right. So yeah, going back to all the sets that have been released. Mayo says, I heard of Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate, Battlestar Galactica, but never Star Trek. Well, that's the way it's said. It's Star Trek, like you just said, Mayo. Trek. Star Trek. Mayo says, yes, that's the Star Trek set. Yeah, so Mayo, you sounds like you know what it is. Anyway, I gave you a synopsis of it anyway. The Enterprise set that came out, that was the last 2025 set, I think, that was released, at least the last major one. It's probably been reviewed by a lot of Lego ambassadors. That came out with a shuttle that Gift will purchase that apparently, well, it seemingly also was in high demand. I think that set sold out pretty quickly, but then go figure, I went to the Lego store right before New Year's, and there were quite a few on the shelves. But then January 2nd, after all the New Year's releases, it was all gone again. So I guess it was semi-popular, and then people, I guess, who had money waiting to buy up Lego couldn't get the set they wanted, so whatever they found, they bought. That's what it looks like. Tommy says, Spaceballs. Oh yeah, the comedy movie Spaceballs. Rick Moranis was it? What do they call himself? Dark Helmet or something like that, and he played Dark Helmet. Tommy says, no, all my Trekkie friends bought that and reviewed it. Yeah, so there you go. Tommy says, what do you think of it? Is that what you're asking, Tommy? What do you think of the Star Trek set? Or maybe you're thinking of Spaceballs. That would be fun if they did that. That movie was kind of like a comedy, making fun version of Star Wars, wasn't it? Yeah, because it was like Dark Helmet and all that. I saw that in the theater actually as a kid. I don't know if I thought it was that great, but it was a long time ago. Maybe I didn't get all the comedy at the time. Maybe that was the reason. But yeah, I think in terms of like a Lego theme, that would be kind of fun. That would be kind of fun to see. So if you're here watching the channel and joining the live stream, thanks for being here. There's only a few right now, so it seems like it's slow Thursday night. But if you come across the Brick Therapy logo later on and you like Lego, you like talking about Lego, leave a like for Gingerbread Darth Vader, or leave a like for Minifig Santa, or leave a like for Sig Fig Brick Therapy, or Little Brick Therapy, or the bigger build here in the middle, Brick Therapy himself. And there you go. Mayo says he's not a Trekkie. Yeah, I don't think you have to be a Trekkie. It was a pretty good show, I thought, Mayo. It's just a good science fiction show. Would that make you buy a $400 Lego set to show your enthusiasm? Maybe not. But I wouldn't necessarily. I'm a major fan of Harry Potter, but I love building the Lego sets. To me, I kind of keep the things separate in terms of like my interest. So I mean, I don't intend to. I just like the Lego build. So if it's a good Lego build, like some people ask, or maybe they ask you guys too, do you like Fortnite? It's like, I don't play that game. I don't really know anything about it. I know it's lent itself to a lot of memes, but I just like that battle bus. I would love to have that set. That would be a fun Lego set to build. So that's the cool part about this. You don't have to be an expert, I don't think. You definitely don't have to be an expert in the show or the storyline that it's based on. You just have to like Lego and enjoy the build. Like the Disney Castle, I think that is an amazing set. I can't say I am a collector of anything Disney or a great enthusiast or spending a lot of money on Disney paraphernalia, but that Lego Disney Castle looks awesome. I just think the build is super fun. Unlike these smart bricks that have come out, I don't know. That's the other thing. So if it's true what I saw, like Lego released this $100 small TIE fighter, no, X-Wing fighter set that comes with a smart brick, or it's $90. You know, it's a very small Star Wars ship with, you know, the minifigures, everything looks recognizable, but the ship looks very, very little kid toy, kind of like almost like resembling a Duplo looking Star Wars build, and then the smart brick to be included with it. I guess that type of digital piece is very pricey because the price is, you know, increases that whole thing by, I would say, at least $50, which is just crazy. And then you get this small build with a couple minifigures and an X-Wing fighter that doesn't look like an X-Wing fighter. It looks like very much a little kid version, maybe Spaceballs version of a Star Wars ship. But I was gonna say the 4+ sets, the ones that are kind of in between Duplo and regular Lego, and that's what that set looks like. And it's just priced so much. I don't know, if I was buying a little kid a Lego set, I would opt for the $20 or the $15, or I guess there's not really anything that priced anymore, like a $22, $25 battle pack or one of those mini build sets versus a $90 smart brick set. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if that pans out. Didn't Lego release something? I thought they released something similar to that, or maybe it's the new, or not new, but those Mario Brothers, all the Mario Brothers builds with the kind of the interactive play type bricks also, and it makes a sound when you put Mario on those different tiles or bricks, and he makes kind of the game sounds. At least those sound like him. But again, I don't know. Is it that popular? I guess they've been around for a while. I'm not too interested in it. I'm definitely not interested in it for the price. Tommy says 70 bucks for the TIE Fighter, 80 bucks for the X-Wing, 120 for the throne room. Yeah, you know, when it's at that price range, I'd rather put all that money together, if you're still buying Lego, and use it for collecting a genuine play scale model piece or a display piece, because those just are not for display. And if it's for kids, you know, they're not going to be interested in it for very long, and it just doesn't look like a really nice collector build. But I guess people, we'll see what people do with it. So yeah, very interesting. Would love to keep my focus on, I mean, it's always fun. I like Lego, the product, so it's always fun to see what they're going to come out with each month. Or it just seems like they've kind of done this to themselves in a way where they're advertising so many new releases of sets and builds, and of course they feel compelled to, I guess, do a technology smart brick piece to, you know, be innovative and attract younger people, or not maybe necessarily attract them, but keep them interested in something new that's going on with Lego itself. But I don't know if the smart bricks are necessarily needed to do all that. I think just, you know, more Lego sets. You know, you go to a Lego store, and thankfully we're close enough to one. There are plenty of families in there with their kids. Actually, it's kind of fun. Like there's people of all ages in the Lego store on any given day. So the interest is there already. The fact that Lego has released so many different builds and themes, whether it's, you know, always Star Wars, or these Harry Potter sets, or Lord of the Rings, or Disney, or Fortnite, and I'm assuming the Dreams theme is also still popular, although they really don't talk about that one as much. Ninjago for sure. The Marvel sets, like there's plenty of themes. The Technic builds attract, I think, you know, quite a lot of older builders. People are definitely into cars, love those. And yeah, the smart brick sets, I don't know, those don't seem like you're gonna, that type of set at that type of price is gonna, you know, keep a fan base that long, versus these other themes where people just like, you know, you'll like the original Lord of the Rings sets or old Star Wars sets, you know, those keep people's interest for decades because they're so cool. The builds are amazing, and you know, it is expensive, but you know, so are these smart brick sets. But these sets that are expensive, you know, you're going to keep for years, or you know it's going to gain in value, and you can always, especially now with all the Lego interest going on, several places around the world, you know, you got something that you could resell for I'd say a pretty decent profit. So just interesting. I think Lego didn't need to necessarily try with those, or if they were gonna do something like that, make it actually better. That price, I'm getting a big set and a light kit. That's it right there. A light kit, that seems more interesting. You know, you gotta have your set built up. Exactly, Tommy. Have a light kit. I think somebody made that point actually, yeah. For the price of an $80 smart brick spaceship that's not that great looking, it's very much like compact and looks more like a Duplo set. You could have like a regular ship with a light kit that would look so cool, especially with Star Wars. You know, just have something you could put on your shelf. It has that glow, that light effect that makes it look really amazing. In fact, speaking of light kits, I saw from someone my kids know, that one of the acquaintances we have, one of the kids my kids, they went up to somewhere in Northern California. This guy during Christmas had a huge window, like living room window, you know, kind of like where you would put your Christmas tree. People, the neighbors can see it. And he had a full Star Wars display, all built up in his window with, you know, all lit up. So on the kind of on the window, the base of the window, he had like kind of a train track effect where he, instead of a train, he put on tracks well, what are those guys called from Return of the Jedi? The ones that kind of ride those hovercraft that kind of look like motorcycles. And then you have, yeah, those versions of stormtroopers. So from Return of the Jedi, and then just some like land speeders on tracks, and then it had the Star Wars build, the Star Wars logo set that's all built up, and then he had hanging from the windows and then from the ceiling of his house, so you could see kind of the full display. He had all the UCS sets like hanging from wire, so like the Venator. He had the old UCS Death Star, the Millennium Falcon, one of the Star Destroyers, and then sound effects to go with it. Oh, and then the Darth Maul bust, like facing out the window. That was a pretty sweet display. You probably heard of that guy, Duck Bricks, how his whole house he probably has every Lego set known to man. This guy had every Star Wars Lego set from the last 10 years probably, just all built up and on display in his window. It looked amazing. I'll have to ask him if I can share that video he took and just show it on the channel, see if he's okay with that, because it just looks so cool. Tommy says, the price that I'm getting is a big set and a light kit. Exactly. So the light kits I have yet to try out. I'll have to see. There's probably someone who's done like a tutorial on how to set those up, and yeah, I'm just curious how those things kind of go together, how they attach to the Lego set and not necessarily crowd it or get it all tangled up in wire. So that would be really interesting to see. Yeah, I thought so, Tommy. It was a very cool display. Very cool looking display. Something that I'm assuming this person obviously had a lot of, I would almost say like set design or like theater design. Like it was very well done. Like, and then of course they had other lighting effects on the whole thing, and music, Star Wars music, of course, to go with it. It was impressive, and you know, you could definitely. It was almost something like he could probably have charged admission just for people to kind of walk by and see that. So, and I think that wherever that was, somewhere in Northern California, they whatever neighborhood that was, is probably where all the techie people are, you know, the Google employees or the Apple, or you know, the people that are pretty successful in tech and can afford all that. But yeah, it looked really cool. I don't know if it's worth for us to drive several hours to go up there and see it, but the fact that one of the young people we knew had that on his phone, and he showed it because he knew we were into Lego. I was like, oh my goodness, that is amazing. So who knows, maybe that guy has his own YouTube channel and maybe he showed off this whole display. I bet, and now I'm thinking about it, I bet he's probably not the only one who's done something like that. So yeah, Tommy, when you mention a light kit, that would be pretty sweet to put together. Tommy says, I put a light kit in my N1 Starfighter. Not hard, very easy. You should try. Okay, so first off, I'll have to get a light kit. So that would be the first thing. And then go from there. So if it's not that hard, like, you know, putting together the last tower here of the Harry Potter build. Got some more design piece going. The other cool part of this, even though it's unfinished, it just reminds me of those old castles in England that are like kind of in ruins, those old Norman castles. So yeah, just a lot of cool mod ideas that you could do with these Harry Potter sets, especially because you get the cool colored bricks and everything. Let's go, Chris Vick. Psh, good to see you. Chris Vick is way into the future. crazy, crazy, crazy. Chris Vick, what's it like in 2033? What Lego sets are out now? How much is, or how many Lord of the Rings sets are there? How much does Lego cost in 2033 is the real question. How much is a battle pack? How much is, what's the newest UCS set that Lego has released? Is there another UCS Death Star since the one that came out in 2026 is retired? Chris Vick says, $1 a box. $1 a box? Or you mean $1 a brick? Probably $1 a brick. I'm thinking inflation has definitely set in by this point. But, or not that it hasn't already, but you know, hyperinflation. So yeah, let's see. Mayo says, my parents got home. All right, Mayo, see you, man. We will look forward to the 24-hour live stream, and I will have to check the Discord and see the message. Check the message out. So thanks for being here. Make sure you leave a like as you check in, especially you guys who've been here. Chris Vick. Three Stooges Lego set, Jetsons Lego set. Oh, those would be cool themes too. And somebody mentioned Gilligan's Island, I think, since you're going with the old school TV shows. All right, Mayo. DM to get invited. Got it. I'll have to do that after I close out the live stream. I gotta build faster here, getting all into the details of Lego and Lego displays, which is, well, always a fun topic to talk about also. And oh no, the time has arrived to put on a sticker. All right, let's see how many on this sticker sheet here. I got a few more of the, I guess, more pattern, more just brick looking stickers. This one's kind of interesting, whatever that is. Is that like Harry Potter or spell related thing? I can't tell what sticker 11 is. Is that one I'm putting on? Nope, I'm putting on more brick looking piece stickers. Okay, so that's doable. I can apply that fairly easily. And of course, my goal, especially now that I just described that whole Christmas Lego display, of course my goal is, yes, it just makes those UCS sets look even more appealing when someone has a UCS set built up like that. He had the UCS Millennium Falcon, the Star Destroyer, the Venator, and the, I guess, the original UCS Death Star where it was the full sphere. I don't think any minifigures came with it, but I think most people liked that one because it looked or pretty much like what the Death Star looked like in the original Star Wars movie. So yeah, that would be cool to have one UCS set to build up. And you know, I gotta copy that idea. That would be done really well. I have to do that maybe with, well, I don't know if anything would be any more impressive than that, because you got all those UCS sets to put in your display. That'd be hard to beat. I was thinking, oh, I could do that with Marvel or Ninjago or Lord of the Rings, but there's not enough compared to the Star Wars. Let's see. Chris Vick says, what about a Hell's Kitchen TV show Lego set? Ooh, an angry Gordon Ramsay face. You could take one of the Marvel face expressions and give that to Gordon Ramsay. That would be interesting. Tommy says, they do have Friends. Yeah, Friends TV show. That one, I looked up with that one recently. I forgot they did two of those. They did the Friends, like, you know, coffee house hangout one, the traditional look to the Friends TV show, where the Central Perk one. That was I got that set. That one was cool. Pretty decent build. It's just hard with those. Those become, like, I guess, novelty Lego sets. You're not gonna really, I guess you could put it in a Lego city, but you'd have to modify it, turn it into like a full modular build, because it's just like, they made it so the build looks like it's a TV set. Like there's a build for lights and cameras, like they're actually filming the show. I guess maybe the other ones like that, like The Office, or there was another one they did that were kind of based on that. like TV show studio setting build. And then they did the apartments one that also was a friend set. That one was, I was interested in that one because it refers to one of the pretty cool, hilarious episodes where, I think it was right before they had like a bet if they could switch each other's apartments. But yeah, that was a fun one. I don't know, the price kind of never was too interested in it enough to get a friend set because of the price. And I guess kind of just another TV studio build versus like a modular build didn't interest me. I'm sure now it's might have gone up a bit as a collector's item, but actually I don't know how popular it really got. But yeah, there was Friends. Oh, Brady Bunch. Chris Vick bringing out all the old TV titles. Taxi, yeah. What about Mork and Mindy? I don't know if you've heard of that one. Or Cheers. Did you guys know about that TV show? Cheers might have been a good one. There'd be quite a few. Tommy says your Daily Bugle would look nice with a light kit. Yes, that's true. That one in the Doctor Strange house here, the Sanctum Sanctorum, or this is a Lego store build actually. How you can buy those Lego store builds. That would be fun as well. So yeah, the light kits, I'll have to try. Tommy, where do you get, which brand or who do you buy the light kits through? I know I've seen them on Amazon. I've seen them on pretty much all those vendors that come from China, whether it's AliExpress or Temu. I don't know if that would be a good good one to order from or not. Chris Vick says, if you're not a membership, can you still email Lego CEO office and give them Lego request sets that they can make? I think so, Chris Vick. Just go to their website and there's like a contact us link, and I think you can pretty much contact them directly, or at least their office. I don't know how they'll filter it from that point, but yeah, you can definitely contact them. And I'm sure you're not the only one who's done that. You can also go through the BrickLink membership program and see what that's all about. Although there you'd have to design a set like that. But yeah, those are all fun ones. You might want to look into, I don't know, Chris Vick, how into making your own mocks. If you're into that, if you got like a lot of Lego pieces that you can utilize in minifigs to make some of those. But yeah, you could look into the BrickLink designers program, see if you could do your own design. You get it voted on and they'll turn it into a Lego set through BrickLink designers program. That would be pretty sweet. Send to Lego Ideas website. Exactly, it's what Tommy's taking. Or for girls, they could do the Barbie Dreamhouse Lego set. Tommy says no. That'd be pretty much, I doubt they would do that, Chris Vick, because Lego has their own version of kind of the whole mini doll collection, like the Lego Friends, not the TV show Friends, but just the Lego Friends theme. And it's pretty popular. I doubt they would consider that, but you could always throw it out to them. I don't even know if they have, because those are all licensed themes, so I don't know how much they want to try that. I haven't seen anything, and I'm sure people have tried to push another brand like that. And if Lego has a theme that is in direct competition with that, they'll probably just politely say, "Thank you for the suggestion. We'll keep it under consideration." Meaning, we're not going to do that just because they have their own version. Let's see. Chris Vick says, "I'll be back going to the Lego website." You're going to go for it. Chris Vick is inspired. Love it. Hey, Tanner. Welcome. Yo, he says. So let's see. It's a slow Thursday night, but we're just enjoying the build here. Good to see you guys. Tommy says, for the Lego lighting, use BrickSmax LED lighting kits. They have different light kits for one build, so you can choose from Okay. Oh yeah, so that's what my other question was. Do they customize the Lego lighting kits to the actual set? So like for example, you said it would look good on the Daily Bugle. Do they have like a Daily Bugle specific light kit set, or is it just kind of like how you buy Christmas lights? You know, if you buy a larger light kit, it will fit, you know, the bigger sets, something like that. Tanner is here joining in, having some Oreos. That'd be kind of a fun build, a giant Oreo cookie build. I mean, after all, they've done a birthday cake build or birthday cake slice. They've done a few of those kind of builds. That's a fun, unintended theme that Tanner just threw out there, kind of like that. Oh, mint Oreo. I didn't catch that. So you could make the filling in between that light green, kind of this lime green color, like this that they've used for that sandstone color, like for the Statue of Liberty or something like that. Light kits are in the bricks. Okay. Oh, interesting. So I just picture like kind of like Christmas lights, like just small little connective pieces like this, and then lights kind of hanging in between. Let's see. Oh, I was gonna like the elf house. It's way over there though. I can't get that. So, all right, I'm curious. And then average price, Tommy, what would you say? Average price for a light kit. So lights are in the bricks. So yeah, what would be the average price for something like that? That's my other question. Because, you know, I'd like to, there we go. Oops. Would like to do a build like that. All right, so this was that, did I add it correctly? I think I did. Oops, wrong side. These are not the easiest pieces to take out. So I'm gonna break this. This is, after all, the Lego brown bricks that tend to notoriously break or fall apart. So don't want to do that. But they have a good snap sound to them as well. So yeah, what would be the price for a light kit? Lights are in the bricks. That is the question. What is the price for these light kits? I guess I could look too, and I assume Lego doesn't sell their own light kits, do they? Or maybe they do. What do you say to that? Do they sell their own light kits? This is something, well, I would assume they would advertise it if they did. Oh yeah, they do. They got Lego lights. Or at least they have the plugins for them. Oh my goodness. Or it's just a power cord. $10. Actually, it looks like a phone cord. Interesting. So maybe that's the power source, and then the rest you have to purchase on your own. So that would be interesting. So John Powell says no, they don't sell the light kits. Hey, John Powell, welcome, welcome. Light kits are in the bricks. So, well, either way, I'm curious. I would like to try that. Tommy, you've given me something to research and check out. Another dimension, especially after seeing that Christmas display that person did of all their Star Wars sets in the window. Was pretty amazing looking. Well done. Music and light kits. UCS builds hanging from, I guess, wire, I'm assuming, or maybe even fish line, whatever strong material is to hang all their UCS sets from. It was a great display. Probably a bummer to take it down, but it was set up for Christmas, and people were very much inspired to go there. So, you know, I don't need to do that to draw people to look through my home window to see these sets, but at the same time, just the build itself was pretty inspiring to see. So, all right, now okay, so I've got this part. I think I'm working on this part now. Finally getting to the top the tower here, so have yet to get to this part. It just seems like it's going to be so complex, or it's going to be time consuming, but it's not like there's a lot of bricks left here, a lot of pieces left here to finish up this astronomy tower. But like I said, I'm loving the build, and you know, for a build like this, like I was saying, if you're someone who doesn't want to spend the money on a modular, these Harry Potter builds, and you know, if you're into Harry Potter, bonus, but even if you're not and you like the way these Lego modulars look with all the accessory builds, you know, and all the details that go into the interior of a room, you know, and are just fun with the different details like that, which modulars do have, like all these fun type of display type inside the rooms, and then the textured kind of Lego bricks. These are, I would say, a good alternative. You don't want to spend $300. I mean, you're still willing to spend some money on a build, but not a $300 Lego modular. Then give one of these Harry Potter sets a try. I think the Hospital Wing is the latest one that's still out. This one's retired, but the Hospital Wing has a similar aesthetic, definitely similar look, since it's all kind of part of the Harry Potter theme. Let's see, I think it was $100 set, the Hospital Wing. But you know, I think that was the same, or it was the same price as this. Yeah, it was the same price as the Astronomy Tower, which then went on sale a few times, and it went below, or no, probably went down to about $80. But yeah, this Hospital Wing looks cool. It's got the spire also. I'm sure it has definitely got some interior pieces to it too. 3 levels of room displays, and of course some cool minifigures. So for me, I don't know much about the Harry Potter theme or the storyline at all, but the builds are just great. John Powell says those are power-up motors. Yeah, that's what it looked like for trains or roller coasters, etc. Okay, yeah, I just put in light kit and that's what came up on their website. So yeah, that's a totally different thing. Tanner says, I know it's a long time away, but are you going to be live on November 15th? What do you mean, Tanner? Because that's like either over 2 months prior, so it's in the past, or you mean like way into going into the end of this year? That's over almost a year from now, Tanner. I have no idea. Are you going live on November? You mean January 15th? Because November 15th is a long time from now, or it already happened. So yeah, clarify that. Tommy says the light kits come with instructions, wire routing, and look online, watch a build, and watch the build instructions. Yeah, that's what I want to do. See what other people have done that have posted on that. Maybe I can do a video on that, trying a lighting kit for the first time. Tommy says it will be on the 10th of November. Wait, what are you guys talking about? Why are you guys talking about November 2026? What's happening then? That is a long time from now. A light kit will probably cost almost as much as that set. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, so the price of something. Tommy says he will be on the 10th of November. What's going on in November? November 15th, 2026. What's going on that day? Is that a birthday or something? I have no idea, Tanner. I would say aha, there we go. It's your birthday. Live stream on your birthday? I don't know, maybe. That would be fun to give you a shout out on your birthday if I am, though. Was I live streaming this previous birthday you just had? It's kind of fun. All right, so let me, whoops. Oh, that. Why did I knock off that piece? Ugh, there we go. All right, let's get this astronomy tower finished. I want to get this tower finished because there's only this bag left, bag 6, and it's slowly coming together. Tanner, you got me thrown off there. November 2026. My goodness, that'll be interesting in terms of, that'll be like probably, you know, during the time Lego does their Black Friday deal again, or whatever sets are on sale. Or maybe we'll know by then if the Millennium Falcon, the UCS Millennium Falcon is retired or will be retired or in that retirement lineup. I don't think they've officially said anything about that. That is the set I've mentioned several times. Will I get it? You know, and then when I see these displays that these, like the guy who did the Christmas display of all his Star Wars sets, when I see a display like that, I'm thinking, oh, that's a set I just need to add to my collection. For sure. Let's see. Tanner says, my 19th birthday, if you do, I will show up. You will show up on your birthday, Tanner. Very cool. I can't promise you anything, man. That's way into the future. John Powell says, Lego sets are not designed for light kits, so it's a pain to do. That was my other thought, you know, because there's like, especially, you know, if you try to put lighting in here, say you want lighting to come out through the windows here, you know, I know something here is going to get connected eventually, but you know, everything else is a smooth surface, so I guess you could hang lights from the roof. But if you want lighting to come through the window, then where can it connect on the inside? It'd be interesting to see, well, even with the Daily Bugle, I'm sure there's more possibility there with a lighting kit, but it'd be interesting to see what Lego or these lighting kits tell you to do in terms of getting it all set up. You know, and I honestly haven't been interested in those at all because of that, but Tommy is good at getting, has been good at describing it, so I do have some interest. And of course, the price is an issue, so I'll probably watch several reviews or just see what is written up about it. But you know, the budget for me now is for Lego this year is to simply get one of those UCS sets. There's been so much hype. I feel like the last probably 6 months worth of all these Lego releases and the amount of Lego sets that people have been in a frenzy and a craze to buy is just somewhat, just like a little over the top, a little bit too much. And I don't want to compete with that, but I do want to get a UCS set, especially if Lego's thinking of releasing new ones and upping the prices again. I think like these smart brick sets that have come out is any indicator, or the crazy fact that they've raised their prices on other things. The BrickHead's another indicator, right? The Lego BrickHeads, which have been $10 for a while now, are up to $13 each. And so yeah, the goal for this year is just try and get a UCS set for sure. Let's see. Tommy says, no, they're coming out with the new Smart Brick Falcon. Oh my goodness. So, well, judging from what they did to those Smart Brick sets that we were just talking about, it's crazy. Rafsan, welcome. Good to see you, man. Leave a like. Thanks for joining us. Rafsan says he's from NYC, New York City. Well, in honor of New York City, Rafsan, we're going to show you that the Daily Bugle is there, helping to represent the NYC, or I guess a fictitious version, but a New York reference nonetheless, in Lego, that is. So yeah, Rafsan, thanks for being here. Make sure, if you're new to the channel, leave a like. Find our Brick Therapy logo somewhere down here. He's definitely got some extra minifig companions attached to them. But here's the BrickFig, or the build for our channel, BrickTherapy23. And leave a like. Thanks for being here, Rafsan. Good to see you from New York City. Tommy says, I can send you pics of my N1 Starfighter in the community post. Yeah, please do, Tommy. I'd like to see how that looks. And like I said, the price, you know, if we're talking like something going into the $70 to $100 range, I might have to hold off on that. But at least you can see what you guys have come up with. John Powell says, better off getting a Lumi set that comes with the light kit and designed for it. Cheaper. Yes, of course, always a good thing. Rafsan says, but I live in Bangladesh. Rafsan, all the way on the South Asian subcontinent. Welcome, Rafsan, from the other side of the world. So it sounds like you are in New York City. Oh no, sorry, you're from New York City, but now you live in Bangladesh. Got it. Please like and subscribe. Welcome. So if you like Lego, so Rafsan, welcome to the channel. If you like Lego, what have been some Lego sets you've been collecting? And no doubt there have been a lot of Lego collectors or just Lego fans that have basically come out of nowhere to buy up Lego. I will be curious to see what are Lego's sale reports just for January alone, because I don't think I've seen so much Lego get bought up so quickly. It could be that they're making less product available and therefore creating this scarcity and this shortage on purpose. But like I said, going to the Lego store, you usually see that there is surplus sets. You know it because you'll see sets that usually are available or sold out on lego.com are still available at the stores. Like the Goonies set, I thought that was a super popular set. That is actually one set that did not get bought up, and I've seen that actually very much at any Lego store. And the gift with purchase was available for quite a while too, even after the website got rid of it. So that's one that was interesting. Rafsan says, I like Harry Potter. Well, very cool, Rafsan. Well, this is the set we're building. This set's retired, but there are other sets in the theme, the sub-theme of Harry Potter. So this is the set 75969 Hogwarts Astronomy Tower, 971 pieces. And again, just pointing out, these are fun builds. You get the cool, if you're ever built a Lego modular, you know, you get a similar type of build experience with all these cool detailed side builds that go with the Harry Potter theme. And you know, the outer build looks really cool. It doesn't involve as many bricks as a modular, and I think you get pretty much just as much on maybe a 1/3 scale, but a lot of the similar versions of detail that you would enjoy in a modular, and not having to spend quite as much on the set, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that's cool. So got a Harry Potter fan, and then, oh, let me show the minifigs for Rafsan. So this set comes with 8 minifigs, and you could probably name them all. I can't, but of course, Harry Potter and Hermione are in this series of minifigs, and this guy here, Mr. Ron, is my favorite in terms of just how the whole color and design and the look of his torso and hairpiece. He's looking pretty cool. He's looking very much High School Musical, if you know that movie. It's very fun. Tanner says Edmonton is the most northern city in the world. Further north than Moscow, and I live close, so safe to say it gets pretty cold. Oh yeah, you guys are used to the winter there, that's for sure. Tommy says, yes, I will agree. Not to the weather part. Awesome, Tommy, already posted in your community. So now we get a Light Bricks firsthand example from Tommy. Appreciate that, Tommy. And I can see where the last part of this astronomy tower build goes. Finally got the base ready, and looks like it's gonna look pretty cool. Some extra design here to create some chevron or arrow shaped, what would you call these? Just accents to the window frames. So built up this very cool, kind of like a artisan carving into the stone. And so you got these kind of pillars here in between, these cloisters, kind of like a, whoops, got the, I think I put the wrong slope piece there. All right, gotta have this be symmetrical. That's better. Okay, so that's kind of a cool effect. So you got the cloister here. It's like, you know, a walk through a castle hallway. It's got some outdoor exposure, but let's see if I do this right. Oops. There we go. Very cool decorative a piece to that. Man, this astronomy tower, these, like I said, these Harry Potter sets have a lot of very simple, but like I said, just very good decorative elements. So I would recommend this set, but it's retired, and that makes it difficult to enjoy the fact that, you know, it's not there available to get anymore unless you're willing to get a retired version of it, which, oh, these connect. I like this. A retired version of it, but very cool. I just realized how late it is. Oh my gosh. Thanks guys for being here. Trying to build up this astronomy. Oh, okay, it doesn't have to connect exactly. Okay, wasn't working out perfectly, so that's good to know. But in any case, that hospital wing looks just as good. So I know a couple of you guys had mentioned you're gonna get the hospital wing. I don't know if I will, but I don't feel like I need to have all these sets either. It's just, you know, just for one of these for the build experience, looks cool. And it is kind of fun to, you have another sub theme that you can collect. So those spires look great. So let's see here. Actually quite a few details left here. Maybe this will go into a second stream, although feels like, I don't know, feels like there's not many pieces left, but it feels like there's a lot of pages left on the instructions to get through this set. Ugh, can't tell which way the bricks go. I'm gonna assume it's the dark blue piece. It's hard to tell which way the bricks go, but I'm sure it intersects so the thing stays on here more solidly. But yeah, looks like now, it was kind of fun. Another build element here. Looks like a scroll piece. So a few of these pieces, 4 of these on this base, and it will look like an old written scroll here. You just show it off. So there's 4 of these now put on here. That looks kind of cool. Almost looks like the top of a column, or in this case, a scroll. Then a flat brick piece. And then, of course, a sticker piece. So where did my sticker sheet go? There it is. That's what this is. So this is like, I guess, another spell type book. So this sticker piece is gonna go on there. All right, concentration here. Tommy says, if you subscribe to BrickTherapy23, you can see the post. Yes, sir. Tommy will share with you guys. That's so fun. It's almost 1 p.m. in Bangladesh. So there we go. It feels late here, but it's almost the afternoon, or it is the afternoon there in Bangladesh. Very cool, Rafsan, to have you join us from the other side of the world. There we go. So all those, there you go. There's a kind of a fun example of what I was saying. You know, you build these Harry Potter sets, you get these really cool builds, and you're not having to spend as much money as you would on a modular, but I think, you know, getting a similar build experience for a third of the price. Obviously, it's not going to be as grand and brick, what do you call it? Brick intensive, but the minifig count I think is basically the same. So there's that element too. And now the scroll is looking even fancier, looking very cool. And then I'm gonna add a small table build. And I don't know why there's a ton more pages to this build, but I feel like there can't be much left here to do. But nevertheless, determined to finish this with you guys. Whoever stays with me, thank you for being here. Even if there's just a couple people on the stream. And we got Rafsan here with us. There we go. There's the scroll table build. And this goes into the top level of the astronomy tower. Before it gets covered up, that's where it belongs. How fun is that? Very cool. 2 a.m. in the East Coast, but you know what? If you're a night owl, this is great. Midnight in Edmonton. All right, Rafsan, thanks for being here, man. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Rafsan having the earliest time of day, but he's got to go. So glad to meet you. Glad you came by to say hello and join us in the live stream and talk some Harry Potter. I hate that when you feel like you're making progress and then get a little too, I guess, overzealous with the build and knock it down. Okay, there we go. The last spire being built. Astronomy tower. Come on, Lego. Cooperate with me. Just trying to build up this tower. Oh my gosh. Can't tell if it's sticking. There we go. Some of these pieces here just don't seem like I don't want to, like, you know, you've done it before where you know, push down too hard and then the whole thing like collapse on you, implodes. I don't want to do that. Tommy says to Rafsan, and Tanner says adios. Hopefully, Tanner, you're not signing off. You're just saying bye to Rafsan. I feel like I just dropped apart. I can feel a piece under my foot here. All right, there we go. So, and to make this tower look even more impressive, get these, remember these old classic space cylinder pieces, or whatever they're called, round pieces. Remember these, making rocket boosters out of these pieces. In this case, an astronomy tower piece for the Harry Potter build here. Again, more classic space pieces for the Harry Potter build. I love it. This has definitely brought back a lot of memories as a kid building up classic space sets, but in this case, Harry Potter. And these are the parts that you lose, but now I love that, like a really cool design to the tower. Man, looking so cool. This build just seems so simple as you're putting all these bricks together, but as you can see the progress here. Love the detail going into this build, and $80 well spent having gotten this on sale. Enjoying the look of this and enjoying the fact that I can share it with you guys for as long as you're willing to stay. So real appreciate it, Tommy. Tanner, awesome. Tanner says, I'm not signing off. Tommy saying, looking good. Yes, the old space set were the great, Lego classic space. That would be exciting. You know, when Lego makes a secret announcement and then people are trying to guess what it was. You know, I think most people probably knew it was going to be the smart brick, but man, if they brought back And they alluded to Lego Classic Space as something they would bring back. That would be cool. That would be so cool. So you never know. Maybe Chris Vick will write them about that. I'd rather him write Lego about that instead of Barbie. But this tower, well, let me do that one more time. This tower, look at that. The windows, from the mesh windows to the circular window there to the tower, should be like a clock tower connection or added element there. And then the curved rounded pieces and the old use of Classic Space booster and the cylinders there. Looking so cool. I don't know all the names of all the technical parts to it. And now get these half rounded pieces. Also, definitely not from Classic Space. I'm trying to think when these were first used. Probably maybe early Star Wars or maybe Lego City. But again, having these all in that kind of light kind of stone color piece here, it just looks so, just looks great. You could definitely make this or use this in different, and so then I got to use these last 3 sticker pieces to give it some of that brick element to it. But yeah, you could definitely use this whole set and put it in with, oh gosh, Lego Castle, like classic Lego Castle as an idea, or just making your own mock of like a cathedral, perhaps, you know, something to kind of maybe more on a play scale set of a cathedral build, something like that. Or just a Gothic looking castle and modify it so yeah, you have more interesting builds for, let's see, if you have a castle collection itself. And I was going to use the brick separator, but I don't know if that works as well, because these are kind of alternating on the tower build here. But this looks so good. All right, so another element to make this look like stonework. And then finally, some more Classic Space additions to the build. And I can see all the pieces disappearing on my table here, getting added into. So much brick therapy going on with these builds. Lots of brick therapy going on with these builds, and the Classic Space recall comes in strong with, go figure, a Harry Potter set that is anything but a space theme. Look at that, that's so cool. So that's what adds to the height and decoration of the Astronomy tower here. And there we go. Now I know where these jumper bricks, what that connection was for. Let's see if I do this right. Okay. Does it go, how high? Looks like it goes up higher. Trying to guess where the, all right, there we go. Does that look better? Or that looks right. Good. Lots of texture too, and the levels of all that. Looks really good. Okay, last is, oh my gosh, a telescope. Okay. Gold bricks and a Lego telescope. Why not? Let's see. Or gold pieces. So got a handful of these gold pieces down here. All this turned into a telescope. Let's see if that, at least that's what it looks like. Or maybe it's, well, that's what it seems like. A telescope or a microscope. I'm not sure. But if you built up this set, you probably know. And a rounded marble looking thing. Oh, let's look at an astrolab, or actually now I don't know what this is. some kind of Harry Potter seeing eye stone thingamajig. Oops. Put this ring in the wrong spot. Oh no. There's 2 rings. Never mind. I don't know if I've come across a piece like this before, but this goes, I guess it fits anywhere. What in the world is this thing? Almost looks like some kind of old navigator sphere. Whoops, yeah, it doesn't stick very well. It's not plastic, it's more like a rubber piece. So I don't know, but it goes inside the, oh, this goes in, this is kind of like Sanctum Sanctorum. It kind of goes into where you'd see it outside the window. So I guess if you know Harry Potter, then you know whatever this is supposed to be. Whatever that is, it sticks out the, or looks out the red window there. All right. Very good. Well, thanks everyone for joining me. It's super late, but I'm gonna sign off because I think I've got most of it. Yes, spaceship, exactly, Tanner. The rocket booster, says Tommy. Definitely remember Lego Spaceman. Round stained glass window, that would be sweet. I think we're calling it a night, Tanner. You just asked the right question. So thanks guys for being here. Thanks for the 7 likes, and Tanner and Tommy staying for the long haul.